You know me, I'm a shoe guy. I spent over 8 years helping people find the right shoes. 5 of those years included time on the shop floor, helping people find the right football boots. In fact, football's my first love. My first word was ball. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to these bloody boots, hey? Now, let me tell you about my favorite pair of boots. A pair of Mizuno Morelia Neo 4s. Is it worth spending your nan's pocket money on a good pair of football boots? These pair of boots cost me a bloody arm and a leg, but they make my feet feel lovely. Stevie Gerrard, it's Stevie Gerrard. Love it. When I was at Rebel, in fact, they told me that a top of the end pair of football boots will last you 14 games and 14 training sessions. That's equivalent to roughly a full season of 11-a-side. Let me tell you, these boots have lasted me 2 full outdoor 11-a-side seasons and 2 full AstroTurf 6-a-side seasons as well in the summer. And they're still kicking along. There's only some minor little defects that have happened from wear and tear in this boot. A little bit of a lip in the sole plate, maybe 1 or 2 threads are missing by a few centimeters, and that's it. Other than that, they're still kicking to this day. I've bought and worn every type of boot you can think of. I've worn Mercurials, Tiempos, Predators, I've worn Copas, I've worn Pumas, Umbros, Under Armours, Jomas. I've worn everything you can think of. And you're sleeping on Mizuno. Let me tell you a little secret. I only buy leather football boots. I don't like buying those synthetic thin football boots. I feel like I want something more comfortable. I want better lockdown on my feet, and I want something that feels like it's gonna last forever. These leather boots are stamped and stitched in a way that makes the boot feel luxurious, and you know that there's a lot of meticulous quality control that's gone into the way this boot is made. Mizuno, I want you guys to understand, Mizuno is a company that goes above and beyond industry standards. The industry standard for a typical football boot is to have 1 layer of glue in between the upper fabric and the sole plate. Mizuno, without any necessity, they get a bloody syringe in there. They poke the syringe around, they get some glue in there. These guys glue up these boots. Straight up glue boots. But they're light and bouncy. Not glue boots. If I was a fish, I'd still wear these boots in the ocean. They're that comfy. And they have gills. You'll be swimming like a shark in these boots. Swimming like a mega shark. Yeah, industry standard. 1 layer of glue contacting the... conjoining the leather upper and the sole plate. These guys use 2 layers of glue. That's above the industry standard. They also put the football boot on a wooden last, kind of like some wooden thing that sits in there. It holds the football boot shape. Industry standard, 20 minutes. These guys, 24 hours for every boot. When you get the made in Japan version of this football boot, it's getting handcrafted by these people in Japan that all they do, they've spent their whole life mastering, crafting football boots. These guys are giving you the best boot money can buy. If you take one thing from this video, please don't buy bladed studs. Studs that are little rectangles on the side here. They will really hurt your knees, hurt your ankles. They apply a lot more aggressive load to your support ligaments when you're changing direction. A circular conical stud allows you to pivot comfortably. If you're playing on Astro, I would suggest getting an AG sole plate, but if you need one pair of boots that you can use on grass and on Astro, you'd be okay with these. Watch this one. This one's called Sabutio, outside of the bootio. That's going in the goal. Oh, that's in. Ew! Lovely. How about this one? Ew! Oh, that was lovely. Love it. Have it on, boosh. Ew. I'm gonna like curve around and pretend to kick it at the camera, but stop it. Love it. One thing I love about these boots is that the fabric, the material kind of feels like a second skin. It wrapped around my foot nicely. You get this really protective contact with the ball though. It doesn't feel like I lose any touch on the ball because of the leather itself. Sometimes you get a thicker leather boot, you can feels like you can't get a nice connection with the ball when you strike it or when you touch it. Yeah, I like it. And when you strike this, very clean. The top of the boot feels very flat and shallow, so it means you can kind of balance the ball on the top of your foot very easily. It makes you look better. I love it. Have a look at this though. Brilliant. Ew. Whee! Fun. Oh, that was lovely. Let me know when. Love it. And again. So nice. You ready? If there is one gripe I have about these football boots is that sometimes the laces come undone a lot. It might be once or twice or 3 times during a game, but if you take your time, lace them up properly, you should be okay. I didn't know how to tie my laces properly until I was like 11. I was Velcro guy for a while, so until they bring that back in a pair of boots, I'll be stuck like this. You know what's happening. Lovely. Excellent. Ew! Whoops. I would highly suggest you look at the Mizuno Morelia range. Their boots are light, they've got a lovely touch on the ball. If you don't think you can go all out for the made in Japan version, I'd honestly get the Elites. They are unreal. And if you want a good budget option, look at the Pro versions in this boot. Make sure you try them on, get your own opinion, and you'll be equipped to make a bloody comfy selection. And watch me ras it in the back of the net, fam. Wow. Not good. Go on then, make it come down with snow on it. Lovely. Woo! And again. Bloody hell, where's that? Make it come down with snow again.